Good afternoon. In this video, we're going to go over this past week's trades and the weekly recap. Before I get into the recap, if you're not in the room, you can find the link in the description of the video and in my bio section of social media accounts. Also, please like the video and subscribe to the channel if you haven't done so already. Now, with that said, I did finish the week with 13 wins and 2 losses for a win rate of 86.67%, so I'm very, very pleased about that. Hold on a second. My camera just went off. And I don't see anything on my camera. Okay. Now, the first trade I took, let's see, when was Monday? Actually, before I'm getting ahead of myself here, the trade ideas room on the 20th, I said, SPY puts under 665.50. Okay, where is Monday? Right here. Okay, we had this gap up. Why? Toss has been acting up all morning long. It's locking up. I might have to pause the video for a second here. I don't know why Toss is being such a piece of crap. Oh, here we go. Lagging. This is Friday. Gapped up a little bit. And what did I say? Puts under 665.50, which is right here, just rounding to the nearest 50 cents. I don't go exact dollar on pre-market because there's so much fluctuation and jumping around the first 10-15 minutes that it's not even worth even looking at the exact number. I just look at an area within the nearest. I round up to the nearest 50 cents or dollar. First trade I took was I took calls at 10:03, which is right here. This lag is going to be annoying as hell during this recap. This is the first 2-minute candle right here. I was not chasing that. We got what was from 667 to $2 candle. Almost a $2 opening candle. I do not like taking that, especially on Mondays. I usually wait out the first half an hour. So I would not have taken a breakout over high a day, but it did pull back. And when it does pull back, I am more interested in it because it's just letting out some air. It's not going straight up. I don't like chasing straight up moves. I rather buy up here on a red candle than buy a bunch of green candles because it's just I don't like that. So anyways, we get a red candle right here. As soon as it breaks high a day over this red candle, that's when I take calls. I take the 67.25 calls at 7:30, and they went from 7:30 to 8:40. Got a little bit of a play out of that. I wasn't expecting too much. I mean, I was not even expecting to get to SPY to run up this much, but it did. Then I took Tesla puts at 10:45. Okay, let me get back to Tesla. I didn't get too much out of Tesla on the what 20th. At 10:45, 10:45, which is right here in this candle apparently. You can see it ran up, rejected the 449 area, 450, didn't quite get to 450, came back down. It's SPY. Tesla's just been giving it back. So usually what Tesla's been doing, I've been watching it. If it has a monster pop, it'll give it back. If it has a monster dump it open, and it's a V rallying. So we had a pop right here the first half an hour, and it came back down. We got back underneath the 443.50. Started the bounce, came back down. Once it got back down, I grabbed puts. I got the 430 puts. I mean, Tesla's prices were expensive because they had ER this week, and so those, I had the 430 puts at 1050, and they went from 1050 to 1172. So I mean, it was a decent play. It's the only thing I took. I think that's the only Tesla play I took this week. Then I took puts on SPX on SPY at 1154, which is right here, I think. Yeah, right here. You see, it ran up. You got all these consolidation candles right here. You got 4 bodies right here lining up in a row. So I was like, okay, it gets underneath the 670.70. I'm taking puts, and it did, and I grabbed the 67.20 puts at 610, and then went from 610 to 860 right there. So SPY has been like relentless on buying the dip. it doesn't like to drop much, and every time it has a red candle, it gets bought. Red candle bought, red candle bought, red candle bought, red candle bought. You know, just red candle, it gets bought. Same dip a little bit, it gets bought. I mean, that's what SPY's been doing. It's just been getting bought. Every little dip's been getting bought. It's kind of ridiculous, but SPY trade ideas room on SPY on the 21st. I said SPY puts in the 670.50, which is right over here. I get the first 2-minute candle right here. I don't know why I did not take puts right here, but for some reason I took puts at 9:57. Okay, I remember this. I had this nasty red candle right here. Popped up the VWAP, came back down, and I think I got it down here when I broke new lower day. Thinking we're gonna have continuation. I should have never touched this play. To be honest, I should have just waited. And but yeah, I took the 67.05. Puts at 710, and I end up stopping at a 5. So yeah, I mean, look at this. This is just SPY loves to fake out both sides. It will fake out the top then the bottom before it picks a direction. SPY has just been getting harder and harder to trade. I don't like to say that it's just because of the constant dip buying, retail overpowering hedge funds, or hopium in the market. It's just algos. I think it's only going to get worse now with algos and AI and stuff. I think the market is going to get harder and trickier to play because you're going to be playing against not just the biggest money in the market, but like AI with that can think 20 times faster and 20 times moves ahead of you. So I think that's going to be really difficult to trade. I mean, how can you compete with something that can think 10 times faster than you and predict a lot faster than you? So, but yeah, I took calls. The next play I took calls at 10:14, which is right here. When it came back up to higher day, I grabbed the 67.40 calls at 7:40, and they went from 7:40 to 10:70 right there in that play right there. Then it quickly got dumped. Then I grabbed calls at 10:28, which is when it came back up. The 674 calls again at 560 this time, and they went from 560 to 1460 on that one. So that went up $9 right there. So yeah, I got faked out right here. I took the new higher day calls there, sold it, came back down, came back up, reloaded, and then got the pop, and that was it for that one. Then on Wednesday, the 22nd, traded in his room, I said, I remember this day. SPY calls. That was 673. Huh? The 20 Diet Goof? Oh no, 673 up here. Oh, because it was I must have called it when we were up at 672, so I went to 673. Yeah. I mean, look at this. This is crazy. Opening candle, big red opening candle. I think get a bunch of indecision candles right here. I mean, it doesn't want to break out, doesn't want to drop. Then it finally dumps. But I bought calls at 10:15, which is this candle right here. Came down to lower day. This is one thing that SPY loves to do, especially on range days. It will go fast to lower day, and they'll get people on the short side and trick them. Then it'll bounce hard and go the other way. So I pretty much saw this, and once it got to lower day, I grabbed calls. I grabbed the 67.35 calls at 8:50, and they went from 8:50 to 11:40, so it ended up being a good play, but it actually did end up dumping. Then I grabbed calls at 10:27, right here. Now I gotta figure out why I grabbed it there. There was a reason why I grabbed it there. What did I grab it at? 669.26. I don't know why I grabbed it there. There was a reason. Maybe I'll just go back to the hourly so I can see it better. I'll switch the other side. There's a reason I was on the wrong side of this this trade, and I realized it eventually, but there was a reason why I picked that number. It must have been pre-market. It might have been, oh yeah, it might have been over here. Was it 669? Previous day low maybe? Oh, 1027. 69.50. It was right in here somewhere. This might have been, oh, okay, this might have been pre-market high over here on, no, pre-market low, no, I don't know. I'm not quite sure why I picked that there, why I did that. But there was a reason I grabbed it there. I think it was pre-market, previous day's low or pre-market lower day, because I have a habit of buying that. So I did buy it there. Anyways, I got that, what, 1027, so I got it in this candle right here. I grabbed the 6730 calls at 8:40, and then it dumped, and yeah, it just, I stopped out at 627. No, it must have been in here. You know, I'll go down to the 1 minute to see exactly where I bought it, so I'm not guessing where I got it. Okay, let's blow it up. It's somewhere in this. What is it? 1027. 1027. Right here. So I did buy it right when it dipped under 670. That's what I got. So I'm gonna just dip underneath 670 and thinking that we're gonna hold 670. So yeah, that's what I probably did. Then I ended up stopping out. Yeah, so I had the 6730 calls at 8:40, and I stopped out at 4. Then it ended up popping. So I did grab calls at 10. I did end up getting those calls again, because I got it up here. I stopped out, and when it started to bounce back up, I grabbed calls again. The same ones at 6730, but I got them at 1050, so which is right here. As soon as it got over 669.50, I grabbed the 6730 calls at $5, and it went from $5 to $8.50 on that push right there. So yeah, I could have just stayed in it, but I wasn't quite sure. So this is when I was realizing, okay, the SPY is not going to stay in a range. It's just going to keep dumping. And then I didn't really take anything. I was just sitting and watching. So used to SPY rebounding and saving it. Was not expecting this kind of a day. And I don't even think there was even news this day. So usually we have tariff news associated with it. But Trump says something that gives us the down move that gets quickly bought back up. And there was no news this day. I'm not 100% sure, but I'm almost certain there was no news this day to do this. Then we had this massive candle right here, and I wasn't chasing it. I did end up buying puts, though, at 140. No, sorry, not 140, 104. So as soon as it got underneath the bodies of these candles, because this was a massive hammer. This just screamed trap, because it went all the way down to 664, got bought, came all the way up to 667, which is a $3 bounce, and it didn't really have any follow through, and it started to look weak again. It didn't really look like it was going to go anywhere. So when I got back underneath 660, 670, I grabbed puts, thinking that we're going to come back down here. In fact, I remember saying in the room, I highly doubt we'll make new lower day. I think that we'll give back a little bit of the candle. And I was wrong. I did make new lower day. I didn't think it would do that, because usually when you have these massive hammering candles, we usually don't revisit the lower day, not on candles that massive. I was expecting at least 50% of the candle retracement is what I was looking for. So yeah, I grabbed the 66.75, puts $8, and they went from $8 to $11 on that drop right there. So that ended up being pretty good. So I I just had a gut feeling about this candle. I mean, it just looked too massive, and the seller volume was huge, even though it was a hammer, and there was no follow through, no real follow through. Usually, if these hammers are legit, they'll have follow through, and this didn't. So, but it did finally V-rally. So yeah, I got on the wrong side of this. I mean, the first play worked out good, but from here on out, I was just on the wrong side until down here. So, I mean, you're going to make mistakes. You get conditioned in the market where the market wants you to do certain things, and you start doing that out of habit. And then just bam, out of nowhere, the market just catches you with your pants down, basically. And it is what it is. It's part of trading. So it's all about probabilities and statistics. So now on to the 23rd. I said SPY calls over 668.50, which is up here at this low. I took puts at what, 10:06? 10:06 right here. Why did I take puts here? I mean, I get it. I mean, we had a huge run up. For some reason, I got puts up here. I'm trying to figure out why I grabbed puts up here. Let me just back out a little bit. I mean, that was support right there for a little bit, for a little while. It's 670. I don't know. Rejecting 670 is probably what did it. Because the market has been stuck in the 670 to 666 area. It just gets gravitated towards 666 all week long, or the last couple of weeks actually. So I'm going to assume that once it got back under 670, that's what I did. I grabbed puts. It's kind of risky right here. I might have even grabbed it underneath the 669.75 area. Is probably where I actually did grab it, underneath the wick of this candle, to be certain. So yeah, I grabbed the 6,700 puts at 790, and then went from 790 to 1370 right down there. So that ended up being a good play. Then I took calls at 1037, which is right here. When I got over 669.50. We didn't make new lower day. We got bounced back up, went over VWAP, and once we get over the bodies of these candles, I took a chance with calls, thinking that we're going to get the higher day, which we didn't quite get the higher day, but mid-range play. So I got over the 66.950 area. I grabbed the 67.30 calls at $8, and they went from $8 to $9.40. So that ended up being a pretty good play. It didn't make the higher day. It came back a little bit, and I got puts at 1144, which is right here. So still stuck in the range. Rejecting the 670.50 area. I rejected it here. I took the puts, came back up, took the calls. Didn't quite get the 6750, but it came back down, and you have all the bodies and the wicks right here underneath 669.50. So as soon as it broke VWAP, I grabbed the 6,700 puts again at $7, and then went from $7 to $8.30. So that ended up being a good play, and that's pretty much all I did. In the main account, I only usually take 3 trades, because I have other accounts I use afterwards. So 3 accounts, three good solid winners usually in the main account. Then I'll go to my other accounts, like my retirement account. So that's why the premium one is the best one for right now, because you get a lot of all the other bonus plays too. So now the 24th, Friday, traded room. I said SPY puts into 675.50. We had a monster pop on inflation news. I said, well, it puts under 67.550, which is down here at this low. Didn't quite get there. I took puts at 1028, which is right here, right when it broke VWAP under 677. I grabbed the 67.70 puts at $6, and it went from $6 to $8.10. So that ended up being a really good play. in a range day so far. So I was thinking range day. Then I grabbed calls at 12:41. Right here when it dipped down to VWAP. I grabbed the, this is typical SPY right here. Gets a run to lower day, makes it look like it's weak, then it pops and goes the other way. This is what SPY's been doing a lot. So yeah, when it dipped here to VWAP, I grabbed calls. I dip bought it, and I grabbed the 67.95 calls at 870, and then we went from 870 to 1340 in that bounce right there. So that ended up being a really good play. This is just ridiculous. I mean, SPY did nothing from 11 o'clock to 350. It did absolutely nothing. And that was really painful to watch. I mean, yeah, we got a dip play right here, but this is just, yeah. Then we have like a bunch of things going on with Venezuela, military buildup, Navy buildup for Venezuela, and we get all this stuff going on, and all SPY sees is rate cuts and inflation going down, which I'm skeptical of the inflation numbers. I mean, I feel like inflation is, the numbers are just, they're rigged to make it look like the economy's doing better than what it is. But yet, when you go to a grocery store or you go to other stores, you don't see the inflation going down at all. You don't see prices coming down at all. Or if you do, the prices are the same, and they're running a sale, a temporary sale, to make it look like the prices are going down, but it's just all bullshit. So, yeah, so hopefully next week will be better, or this week will be better as far as volatility, but I don't know. We get the Fed decision on Wednesday. Then we have China trade war that's, I guess, come to a resolution, I guess. Maybe not. I don't know. It's like they have it settled, and they don't. Then they do, then they don't. Then they do, then they don't. It's just like the old China trade war back when Trump was in first office, and it's just we close to a deal. We're close to a deal, and no, we're not good for a deal. And we had to deal with that back in 2018 or something like that. So yeah. Should be an interesting week. So that's going to do it for the recap, and thanks for watching.